my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Friday Challenge video where I ask you to look through your long boxes and find comics based on a certain theme. And hopefully you can make a little video showing your 10 favorite comics with that theme and be part of the whole challenge community. So currently about 10 or so channels participate fairly frequently doing these challenge videos, and I'd like to thank those channels for doing so. And yeah, if you want to take part, today's theme is going to be masked heroes. So all you have to do is use the hashtag masked and Friday Comic Challenge and then make a video, and that's it. So let's get into the ones that I chose for this week. We're going to choose this one. This first one is a bit interesting. It's lower on the list, but it's a cool cover. It's Captain America 107. And this is it's a cool Captain America cover, but not a great mask cover. So he's kind of covering up his mask up there, but he does wear a mask. And I just thought, hey, I'll show different heroes that are kind of common heroes that have masks. So this is also the first appearance of Dr. Faustus. And yeah, sort of a cool character that can get into the minds of others and manipulate them. So yeah, cool story actually. I read this one. So that's Captain America 107. And the next one is an unknown hero, not a really famous one. This is Zip Comics number 35. And this character right here that's punching a Nazi is the Web. And he can shoot webs at people and stuff. Kind of like SpiderMan, but much earlier. And yeah, he's kind of a cool character. And this is Zip 35, which just happens to be the first appearance of Ginger Snap. So she had her own series of Archie comics that were kind of fun. So very much a good girl art comic. But yeah, I really like this one. It's got that first appearance, and it's kind of a cool punching of a Nazi cover. So, and the other cool thing is you got what's his name, Steel Sterling, and he's like jumping to cover over the bomb. So that's always fun too. And he's spelling zip with his whooshing, which is the name of the comics. So, lots of fun stuff. Okay, that's number 2, or number 9. The next one is another character from the Golden Age. He actually got brought back recently. And this is Catman. And this is Catman Comics number 29. And I always like this cover. Because you got Catman right in the middle and he's surrounded by cats. I just think that's really cool, where you have all the different types of cats. And this is Catman's sidekick, which is Kitten. And she's just a young girl, and she's taking the brunt of all the bad things. It's sort of like Robin. Whenever you see Robin on the covers, he's usually in bondage or something bad's happening to him. Well, Kitten's the same way. Bad things are always happening to her. So this is Catman, and yeah, just a really cool Golden Age character. This is an L.B. Cole cover too. Number 8 on my list, or 7, number 8 or 7, I think, is Iron Man 128. This is the Demon in a Bottle comic where Tony Stark is dealing with alcoholism. And I chose this one a little bit lower on the list because he's actually taken the mask off. He's taken off his helmet, which is kind of his mask. And but I still think it's a cool cover. I just like the reflection. I like the way the helmet's on it. I just think it's a cool cover. So this is Iron Man 128. And what does it say? From 1979. So yeah, very cool. And I think think he's drinking Canadian alcohol, by the way. I think that spells something Canadian. So that's kind of cool. Bit of a Canadian thing to it. I never noticed that before. Okay. Next one on the list is another very famous masked hero, is Spider-Man. This is Amazing Spider-Man 135. And actually I chose this cover because I really like the giant spider on it. And it looks like Peter Parker's like leaping off of that giant spider. And you got the, I think that's the tarantula right there. And you got the mask being made over here. I just thought it was a really great cover. So this is actually the second appearance of the tarantula, I think. Yeah. Second appearance of the Punisher. Origin of the tarantula. Okay, so Punisher's second appearance and origin of the tarantula. It's a very cool book. This is Amazing Spider-Man 135. Next on my list is another major masked hero, and it's Daredevil. I always like Daredevil. I think this is a good cover for the representation of the mask, because it's a zoom up right up on his face. I always love this cover, actually. So this is Daredevil 184, and I don't think there's any key about this book. It just says Punisher appearance, but it's just a classic cover. Just see him with the gun up close. It's a great cover, and it's a yellow cover. I like yellow covers. So Daredevil. And my next masked hero is Wolverine. I always like this cover. This is another classic cover. This is Wolverine, and it's Hulk 181. Second appearance of Wolverine. But it's just a classic one. You got him punching. I always think it's funny, like where you get Wolverine punching things with his claws, and they don't bleed. There should be just blood splattered everywhere, but I just love the way that Wolverine's flying at the Hulk, and it's just a really cool one. So this is Daredevil, Hulk 181, and it's the first cover appearance of Wolverine. It's just a classic masked character, Wolverine. Okay, my next one is another classic masked hero. And actually, we got two masked characters on this one. We got the Green Hornet and Kato. And this is actually a cool comic because it's the first appearance of Bruce Lee in comics. So this is a cool one. Always like this little symbol of the Green Hornet. And sometimes I like these photo covers. Especially when it's like of a TV series. I always like that. Like the classic TV series. I really enjoyed, was it Enter the Dragon? Or it was like some movie where they were talking about something of the dragon, where they're basically talking about Bruce Lee's life. And when they showed his participation in the Green Hornet, it was very funny because he was doing all these cool things, and they were like, they just wanted him to do something very simple, and then he would do some really complicated thing that was just much cooler. And he was just so awesome as the sidekick in the Green Hornet. So I just really like them. So this is the Green Hornet #1 from Gold Key. Another very famous masked hero is the Lone Ranger. And I actually put this one really high on the list because not only do you get the Lone Ranger right at the front of the cover, but you get the mask being highlighted. So I think that's extra cool. So this is Lone Ranger. I'm not even sure what issue number it is. I think it's issue 72. So this is actually a Silver Age book. And it's just a really cool one where he's riding his horse and he's got his gun out. He's doing his Lone Ranger stuff. I used to really like the Lone Ranger show. I don't really have very strong memories of it, though. Strangely enough, I used to watch it all the time, but I don't remember it very much. I watched it when I was really young, so I barely remember it. But the Lone Ranger, I always liked it. So that's #2 on my list. And number one, I had to put this book because basically this book I've been paying for a while. I showed it recently. It's a big book that I just added to my collection, and it fits this theme very well. We got Detective Comics 38, which is the first appearance of Robin. And we got two masked heroes on this one because we got Robin and Batman. So I thought it was a nice twofer. And it's a great one because it's also the first appearance of Robin, which is really nice. And it's a Bob Kane cover. So really cool, classic cover, classic book. I just had to put it on the list. Whenever I get an expensive book, I try to make sure that's shown as much as possible. And whenever you get a cool book, you gotta show it. You gotta show it as much as you can. It's one of those things. It's a comic collector thing. So I was excited to get this book, so I'm going to show it as much as I can. So yeah, Detective Comics number 38. I really love this book. So that's it. That was my number one. I'd love to see what other people can do, what masked heroes can you show, and have fun with it. So thanks again for watching. Bye for now.